Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for watching the Jeremy Dewitte Show right here on YouTube with PoliceTube's uncle. I wanted to give you an update on the status of Jeremy Dewitte's cases because you know that everything's always changing with Jeremy Dewitte's cases. So here's a little update. You see each case over on the right-hand side of the screen. The first case we have listed here is his federal tax fraud case. Known about this for a while. As you can see, it's on hold. They've been unable to serve Jeremy because he's in jail in Osceola County currently, awaiting his other trials. And when that happens, the federal government gets confused and they're like, how do we serve this guy? I don't know. So since they have all the time in the world to wait, they are continuing to wait. So federal trial is not moving anywhere right now. That's currently, it's not on hold necessarily, but it's just not moving forward until they actually serve Jeremy Dewitte. So let's set the federal trial aside right now, like Jeremy's Rolex in the yellow box, and move on to the Orange County charge, which is also not really going anywhere. He has a status hearing on August 7th, so that's coming up next week. A status hearing is just where they hear both sides. The judge hears the prosecutor and the defense, and they're like, hey, anything we need to bring up before we set a trial date? So there is no trial date currently set. It's probably going to be pushed into September, possibly October of this year. And that's for the multiple counts of organizing, planning, or participating in an intentional motor vehicle collision, false and fraudulent motor vehicle insurance applications, false insurance claims, and failure to register as a habitual offender. So that's his Orange County, Florida charge. That's in the county of Orange County. Status hearing next week. Not much happening on that either. Where we're getting all the action right now is in the Osceola County cases. The last status update I did like this, he had 4 charges in Osceola County, but now there's been a new charge added, as you can see here. 2024 SC 004831, which is a small claims case. You know how Jeremy Dewitte does it. He runs up these credit card bills, as you can see here. This one for a total of $1,582. He never pays the credit card company, and then the credit card company sells the debt to a collection agency. We've seen this before, and then the collection agencies, they file suit against Jeremy Dewitte. This is just their automated process that they do. They don't realize that they're not going to be able to get to him, and they're not going to be able to collect from him because, number one, he's in jail. Number two, he's a bad debtor. So this case is probably going to be going away without Jeremy Dewitte ever having to go to trial or anything for it. It's for credit card charges from October 26th of 2021. You realize that's when Jeremy Dewitte went to prison for 18 months. And all the charges on his credit card were not paid, some of them disputed. This one in particular is for purchases. The balance totaling $1,580, but you can see a lot of that is fees and interest that they charged him, over $700 in fees and interest. So this was a relatively small bill that Jeremy Dewitte didn't pay, and then they basically sent it to collections, which he's still not going to pay. It's never going to get paid. So this court case is fairly inconsequential. It's just a smear on Jeremy Dewitte's otherwise smeared up record. So not much else is going to be going on there. So that's the newest case in Osceola County. Now the pretrial is set for September 6th on that one at 9:30 in the morning. So Jeremy probably won't even make it to that, so it'll probably be rescheduled after that. As you know, a pretrial conference is just when they make sure that both parties are ready for trial. Jeremy Dewitte's party is not ever going to be ready for trial. It'll probably keep getting pushed until the Portfolio Recovery Associates, the case just eventually gets dropped because they're not moving forward with it. That's my prediction because that's what happens with a lot of these collection cases with Jeremy. So there's 4 criminal cases that we're looking at in Osceola County, which is these ones right now, which is actually only 3 cases because as you remember a few weeks ago, Jeremy Dewitte was found not guilty on this case, 2023 CF 000236. And that was for 2 counts of failure to register his internet identifier. So he pled not guilty, saying that he doesn't own his Motor One's Moving YouTube account and Gmail address, and the jury found that he was telling the truth on that, because in reality, Jennifer's the one that opened it, and the state couldn't prove that Jeremy was the one that opened it because it wasn't him. State kind of dropped the ball on that one, but we do have 3 other cases here. Boom, boom, and boom. Let's go ahead and go over them. As far as this one, 2024 CF 000990, that's for 1 count of failure to report his change in vehicle owners, because he's a registered sex offender. He's got to register with the state anytime there's changes made to his personal stuff, and he didn't do that. And that goes hand in hand with this other charge down here, 2022 CF 003688, which is charges for the same thing, because Jeremy Dewitte never registers as he's supposed to. So 2 cases there, but it looks like both of them are going to be coupled together. Now he's got a pre-trial set for August 13th on this one and August 14th for this one. Pre-trial conference, again, just making sure the prosecutor and the defense are both ready for trial. The jury trial for both of these cases is set for August 19th, 9 a.m. in front of Judge Keith Karstein again. So nothing's going to be happening on any of these cases yet until these ones. So that's the next time we're going to come up against any scheduled jury trial is August 19th. So stay tuned for that, because we'll be updating you on that. The last case we're going to deal with here that we know about with Jeremy is this one right here, Osceola County still. It's 2024 CF 000469, which again was failure to register as a sexual offender, not registering his vehicle ownership. He was disguising his vehicles under the name of his LLC or other people's names. That way he didn't have to register under his name. Of course, he's pled not guilty. That court case will be heard again in front of Judge Keith Karstein, Jeremy Dewitte's favorite attorney, outside of his own defense attorney. The pre-trial is set for September 11th on that one, and the jury trial is currently set for September 24th. So we're about a month and a half away from hearing anything about that, which it'll probably be rescheduled anyway. You know how Jeremy Dewitte does this. So basically in 2 weeks, we're going to have the pre-trial for this case, and then a week after that, we're going to have the actual jury trial. And that should be a pretty straightforward case. Jeremy Dewitte failing to register his vehicle ownership. You know, that's pretty cut and dry. I don't know how Jeremy Dewitte can conjure a defense to that, but we're going to see what happens there right here on the Jeremy Dewitte Show on the PoliceTube's YouTube channel. Now, just something interesting to know, Jeremy Dewitte was supposed to have a pretrial and trial coming up this week that we're in, but that got rescheduled. According to one of the reporters on the ground in Osceola County, Miriam, thanks for the info, Miriam, she went to the court to find out what was going on with this court case. Jeremy Dewitte showed up, but Amir Ladan, his defense attorney, didn't show up. Nobody could find him. Eventually, there was a finding made that Amir was sick and he wasn't going to be able to make it. Apparently, he's very, very sick. But I don't know about that. Amir Ladan getting sick in the middle of summer vacation. We know that the last time they were supposed to be in court, Amir said he was going on vacation. His kids were out of school and they wanted to have some fun. And now all of a sudden, not much longer later, Amir Ladan is all of a sudden very sick and can't attend court. It sounds like Amir Ladan is still on vacation to me, yet he can't use this scheduled vacation excuse anymore. So he's got to think of something more severe. So he knew he had to think of some excuse that he was sick. He was like, maybe I'll say that I have some sort of bug. And he discussed it with his wife and his coworkers, and he's like, maybe I'll say I got food poisoning and I've been throwing up all night. But then, his wife was like, I don't know, they might still make you want to come to court for that because it's not contagious. Maybe you should say that you have some respiratory disease. And Amir Ladan was like, boom, that's a good one. Because he knows if you have a respiratory type of flu rather than an intestinal flu, then people won't want you around them because you could spread the disease to them when you breathe or cough. So Amir Ladan was like, Yahtzee, and he informed the court that he has airborne respiratory illness that he caught, and for the benefit of the court, he wants all this stuff to be rescheduled. Meanwhile, Jeremy Dewitte was apparently looking around being like, what the heck's going on? So that's why these cases have been pushed till later. Now, interesting note, Miriam, I heard, She was reprimanded by the court because last time she was there, she took a picture from the place where you can take a picture out in the lobby, but she took a picture into the courtroom, allegedly. You remember the picture was of Jeremy Dewitte's mothers, one of them in a wheelchair? I guess this last time when she was at the court, the bailiff came up and said he was going to beat her up if she took another picture. That's what he says. He says, I'm going to beat you. Now, I'm getting this information from a friend of a friend of a friend, but that's what they said. Now, they could have just told Miriam, no more pictures or else we're going to take action. But I heard that they said they're going to beat her. So, Miriam, just watch out there. We know how these court officials can be. And if you need an attorney to represent you, I know the best attorney in central New York. His name is Malir Delan. Not to be confused with Amir Ladan, Jeremy Dewitte's attorney. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been the update so that you guys know what's going on with Jeremy Dewitte's cases. You know, how it goes delay, delay, delay. It's the law of the land in Jeremy Dewitte's world. If anything exciting happens here, you know it's going to be detailed right here on the Jeremy Dewitte Show, right here on YouTube, which is on the supposed internet. And I'm supposedly PoliceTube's uncle. So you want to make sure you subscribe and stick around. Comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about all this. What's going to be happening with Jeremy? Any interesting thoughts? I love these selfies that Jeremy takes in a bathroom stall next to the shitter, next to the trash can, and next to the paper towel dispenser. Trying to stand up as straight as he can, taking this weird selfie in a suit jacket that looks like it's a little too short for him. It looks like he wears probably a 40 regular, but he's wearing a 38 short. And it also doesn't look like his eyeballs are symmetrical. This one looks much bigger than this one does. And I don't know what to think about that. Something is definitely a matter with this guy. But he never ceases to amaze me with his bathroom selfies. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. I will catch you next time. It's going to be a couple weeks before we hear anything about these trials or new Jeremy Dewitte crimes. But there are more to be reported, so make sure you stay tuned. I appreciate you watching. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about everything. And, as always, make sure you have yourself a great day. Happy F-Boy Friday. Bye-bye.